Hello everyone, and in this video we're going to continue working with the main chat component. And let's start right away. So now we're going to use the use state and the use effect hooks from React. So use state, comma, use effect, because we want to basically like load the chat data when we click on render this component, right? So use state and use effect. So now here in our main chat, let's create some states. Let's call it body and set body. This one will be basically for our use state. This one will be basically for our form to send a message. Okay, use state. And then here also we send a file sometimes. So let's just put chat file. Oops. Comma set chat file. Person. And here use state. Okay, we get the chat file. So now here data loaded. We want to create basically a boolean where we check if the data is loaded or not. So data loaded, and the default of this one will be false. Okay. Also, we want to get the user to get the user information here to basically get the picture of the user. So we're going to get that. Very simple, you'll see. So const user data will be equals to JSON dot parse, and in here we're going to parse the local storage get item user. Basically what we're doing, we're searching. If we inspect our application here, if you go to the local storage, you will notice that we have a ID, like a user with some information. It has a picture and an email and an ID and all of that. So we created this one when we started working with the user authentication stuff. So we give that item to basically get the user data, right? It's stored in the user browser, so we don't have to like download the picture over time, just right there, right? Let's get it. Also we need to create a state, and this one will be for the file. You will see. So this sorry, a new variable. So this is to set the name the same. This is to basically just retrieve the file name, input, something like that. I don't know. Here I'm gonna create a const file name chat file, because when we when we load a file to send it, we want to get the file name at least, so that the user knows that he choose a file. So query selector, and then inside that we're gonna have the class and all of that. Okay, so now here let's use our use effect hook. Okay, and here arrow, just like that. And very important, so here we're gonna watch for the test channel. We want to watch for that, because when it changes values, we want to be able to reload the main chat let's say we change the channel, we want to execute this to load the new, the chat data for the new ID and all of that. Okay, so we watch for these props test channel. So when we change value, for example, to a different channel, it changed the value of the chat. Okay, does that make sense? That's what we put it here in our the brackets. Remember that when if we set it, like if we put a variable or like anything that we're going to watch here, if it change value, it's going to re-render this. That's what it's there for. Okay, so use effect, and so here in our basically the return, here we want to basically put if data loaded equals true, right? If we render, like if we got some data, it's going to basically return this just like that. Else, and then if not, it's going just basically what we did here. And we can also just copy this one. Just paste this else here. So if the data is loaded, we put that. If not, etc. So here, let's put nothing to show. Click in one of the channels, right? Just to say. So if the data is loaded, the first thing that we need to put in the top, just put this. Just move that here. So here, when I have a section, class name, hero, and it's, I need to make it kind of like blue, right? Hero body. And then here we have class name, title. And then here we can render kind of like the test channel, like right? So we call props. Okay. Test channel that type. Just like that. But let's use a conditional operator here, just in case we don't have a test channel. So first, let's put here a conditional null props that test channel. Okay, just like that. And if it's different than null, here we're going to just put empty. So basically, if we don't have if our prop test channel is null, we're going to render this. If not, we're going to render the type. That's basically how like conditional operator works in JavaScript. You can look it up. Conditional operator JavaScript. That's how it works. It's basically, you see, you have a condition. This condition will be this one. This is basically the condition. And then you put the here. And then you put, if expression is true, we're going to render the title. If not, we're going to just leave it empty, just like that. That will be for the title. And then here, let's put subtitle. And this one will be the topic. Okay, just like that. We have the section. So down here, I'm going to have just basically the list, right? Put OL. Here, this will be a style of. This is how you do the style. So list style would be none, right? Comma. Display will be flex, right? That way for the display and the flex direction. Remember, it's a chat, so we want that in column reverse. Perfect. So now here we put class name, collection. That's our list organized. Okay, so now here we're gonna have a list, and class name will be, put a padding top of 3, and this will basically our lead. And inside our lead, we're going to have just, let's go to media object, just kind of like this, you know, this thing like the chat. You can just go here, kind of like see how it is. So we have media, we have like an article, that's what it's called. Let me check. Let's use the Barbara Middleton. Oh, okay, this is the Barbara Middleton. Okay. Okay, let's copy this whole thing. Remember, inside our lead, let's paste that there. Let's move that a little bit. Okay. Okay, article is closed. We need to close picture. That's why it's showing that error. We have, we're missing another div, I think. Okay. Okay, let me check. Let me move this here. This is the article. Article figure. Okay, that's the picture. This is a div for the media content. We put it here. This div is for that one. Oh, I think it's the VR. Yeah, so okay, yeah, pretty much that's what it was. Okay, so here here's where we're going to like load the chat data. But we don't have the service for the chat data. And let's just start and do that right now. So let's go to services and let's create a new file. This file, let's call it chat.js. So inside chat.js, we need to import Asios from Asios. Right? Let's create our first service. Let's call it const get chat data. And this one, when I get an ID and we're gonna do token, that ID is basically for the channel ID, right? Oops. Let's go open our servers. So we can basically have copy these things. Let's copy this authorization. The authorization is there. Now we can create our promise. It'll be asios.get, and in here we pass the link or the path. Remember, it's chat slash get chats. I think that's what it is. Let's check our URLs here. Get chats. Okay. So we get chats and we need to pass the ID. We put the ID here. Okay. Now, oops, cons data promise will be promise, then I have a response. In here, response that data to get the data. Okay, and now here this one returns the data promise. Very simple. Okay, so we got our chat data. Now let's create a new one. For cons send message, right? This one will take a body. Also, we'll take the chat file if we send one, and the channel. Basically, that's what we need. Close that like that. So now let's go to servers and let's copy this one, the header. We need the multi-part form data, so that one works fine because we're sending a file. So that's what we need, the multi-part form data. Okay, that's the configuration. Now we're going to use what we did here, like the let form data. Let form data equals to let form data. First, I have a condition on here that checks we have a chat file. So if chat file, it's different than undefined, it means that we have a chat file. We're going to form data. We're going to append a file, and we call it file. And in here we pass the chat file. Very simple. That's if we have a chat file. Okay, so let's just continue here. Form data that append. Here we pass body. Form data that append, and we pass here the channel. Comma. Oops. Okay. Very simple. Okay. Now we put we have the request body here. Cons promise. Oops. Promise will be equals to asios that post. Here's the path, API chat, and that one, the URL is send message. So send message slash, and we need to add, if we go to our URL in the send message, this is basically the path. So remember, send message, we need to put the slash at the end. And now here we pass the form data, comma, and the configuration. Just like that. Okay. So data promise will be promise them. We get a response. So response, just like that. And our arrow response that data. Okay, and we just return that the data promise. Okay, so we got our send message and our get chat data. Now let's create a new one. Let's call it delete message. Oops. And the delete message, this one will take the message ID and also the server ID. And the server ID is just basically to verify that the user is the admin, right? Okay. So const promise will be asios dot delete. And then here we pass the URL API slash chat slash delete message slash, and then here we pass the message ID. And remember, we need to add a slash, so let's put slash just like that. You can need that, and we pass the server ID. Const. When I have a response with that, we can just copy this one, right? Okay. Okay. Just like that, we save that, and we can go to here and we can import just of course the get chat, comma, send message, comma, and delete message. Run. Need to go back a little bit. We call services slash chat, and that's it. Okay. Okay, we got that, and we have a little bit of the chat here. In the next video, we're going to connect the services so we can really send messages and send data. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in this video.